Hey, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life, and I recently did a first impressions review of the new Bob & Brad D5 Pro massage gun. You can watch that video by clicking the link that's going over my head right now, but today I'm gonna do a follow-up and dig a little deeper into something I touched on in that video, and that's how the D5 Pro massage gun compares to the Theragun Relief massage gun. I happen to think that the D5 Pro compares really well with the Theragun Relief in several areas. So hit that like button and hit subscribe for me, and I'll tell you why. So on my right, I have the Bob & Brad D5 Pro massage gun, and on my left is the Theragun Relief. The D5 Pro has 5 attachment heads, and the Theragun Relief has 3. And you can see all of them laid out here in front of me. By the way, I think I said that the Theragun has 2 heads in my previous video, but it does come with 3 attachments. So how could I miss seeing an extra attachment? Well, while shooting that video, my standing desk tipped over. In some ways, the shape is similar to the Theragun. And everything went everywhere. I thought I had picked everything back up, but apparently I didn't, and I missed the 3rd attachment. So I apologize to those of you who watched the first video and got incorrect information. But once again, the Theragun Relief has 3 attachments included with it, and the Bob & Brad D5 Pro has 5 attachments. So let's go through the attachments one at a time and break down what each one is used for. First is the standard ball, which I use pretty much anywhere I need general relief. Both the D5 Pro and the Theragun Relief have this. Next to it is the air cushion, which the Theragun Relief calls the damper, and it's used for more sensitive areas. For me, that's my Achilles tendon especially. Next, you have the bullet, and the Theragun Relief calls that the thumb. This attachment is used for trigger points, and it's the one that I use most often, especially in stubborn areas like my calves. But I also like to use it to dig into my IT band and the insertion point where my pectorals meet my deltoids. This area is always really tight because of bench pressing and just modern life where you're holding a phone or driving, so you're constantly having to fight that hunched over posture that really tightens up this area. And so the bullet comes in handy for loosening all that up. Now, this is where the D5 Pro goes beyond the Theragun Relief to provide you with more attachment options. The spade attachment is for scraping. It's sort of like what you would do with a gua sha. I really like using this on the inside of my forearms and on my biceps to loosen up that area and just provide a bunch of relief from elbow pain. The scraping desensitizes the area and it increases blood flow, while at the same time the D5 is adding percussion, which serves to relax your contracted muscle groups, and it just feels really good. The 5th attachment that comes with the D5 Pro is the large ball, which is great for large muscle groups like your quads, your glutes, and your hamstrings. And I also sometimes use this on my IT band as well. But I know that runners enjoy using this on somewhere like the bottom of their feet to relax them after a tough training session. So it will be easy to misplace an attachment when you have that many to keep track of. Remember, I told you I lost one the other day when I was shooting my previous video. So the D5 Pro has this storage pouch to keep them all together, and then that pouch has its own section inside the carrying case, so you can always find all of your attachments when you need them. The D5 Pro has up to 20,000 hours of battery life if it's just sitting in the case, and it'll last between 2 and 4 hours of actual use compared with the Theragun Relief, which gives you 2 hours of usage time before it will need to be recharged. And speaking of recharging, the D5 Pro recharges in about 2.5 hours with the included USB-C cable and this charging box that comes with it. The Theragun Relief also includes a USB-C cable for charging, but no box. Wasn't a big deal because I was able to borrow a box from one of our other electronic devices, but it would have been nice if a box had been included rather than just assuming that everyone has a charging stand or spare boxes laying around. Now, how easy is each one to use? Both the D5 Pro and the Theragun Relief have ergonomic handles that are easy to manipulate to hit problem areas. But in my opinion, these massage guns serve 2 different fitness populations. For example, the Theragun Relief has an app that guides you through some different uses and includes sample workouts you can do. I've been training for over 20 years though, so I don't really need an app with sample warm-up routines. And in fact, I have a mobility coach who does all of that for me. So while I checked out the routines in the Theragun Relief app and I think they're fine, I'm unlikely to use them. I much prefer using the D5 Pro, which doesn't have an app, because I was able to simply turn it on, follow directions to start using it. I'm not knocking anyone who needs the app. If you have less training experience, or if this is your first massage gun ever, you might find an app with a list of sample warm-up routines helpful. But if you've been doing any sort of mobility work or self-myofascial relief on your own, then I honestly don't think that you would need the app with the Theragun Relief, especially because the D5 Pro has 3 automatic modes of operation plus a manual mode. So again, you can just turn the D5 Pro on, then use the mode selector to select one of the automatic modes, and it'll do most of the work of adjusting the intensity of the massage for you as you move it around whichever areas you want to address that day. I see the Theragun Relief as being more suited for someone who is moderately active and just wants some light relief, say after a day of working in the yard, doing some light gardening. The D5 Pro moves up into that sports therapy realm. It's what I would recommend for someone who trains really hard on a consistent basis and who therefore needs a deeper sports massage to release tight muscles so they can perform at their best in every session, whether that's in the gym or in competition. Another plus for me with the D5 Pro is it has 5 speeds compared with only 3 speeds for the Theragun Relief. And the D5 Pro tops out at 2,500 RPM, whereas the Theragun Relief only goes up to 2,400 RPM. As far as size and portability, the Theragun Relief has the advantage in terms of size and weight. It's slightly smaller than the D5 Pro, as you can see, and the Theragun Relief is 1.37 pounds while the D5 Pro weighs 2.18 pounds. So less than 1.5 pounds for the Theragun Relief and over 2 pounds for the D5 Pro, and it is enough to feel a significant difference. Although it's lighter and slightly less bulky, the Theragun Relief still isn't small enough to fit in a carry-on to take with you on a plane though. That doesn't mean you can't travel with it, because you'll be able to fit the Theragun Relief inside a suitcase pretty easily. So yes, you could travel with it. You just won't have access to it while you're on the plane. And to be fair, for reasons I will go into a little later, the Theragun Relief is not the sort of massager that I would take with me if I were traveling to a competition, because it's just not powerful enough. If I were looking for a massage gun to take with me to work, on the other hand, for example, to use after sitting for an extended period of time, I would probably choose the Theragun Relief. But there's one caveat. As you can see, the D5 Pro comes with a carrying and storage case, and the Theragun Relief does not. So unless you want to keep it in the box it comes in, you have to figure out some other way to protect it from damage when you're transporting it, and even when you're storing it when you're not using it. As I mentioned in the last video, the Theragun Relief is definitely quieter though. So it's less likely to disturb my coworkers if I do throw it in my go bag to take with me to work. But that being said, because I use my massage gun as part of my warm-up before training, and I train here in my home gym, the D5 Pro being bigger isn't the issue. I can just hang it on the wall or set it in my storage shelf in the case, and it's out of the way until I need it. One thing I mentioned in my previous video is that my wife noticed a difference in the percussion between the D5 Pro and the Theragun Relief. What she said was the D5 Pro was like having someone doing like those choppy strokes when they're massaging you, whereas the Theragun Relief was more relaxing and delivered like steady pressure. I think this relates to the difference in amplitude between the two massage guns. In terms of massage guns, amplitude measures how far the device's shaft moves in and out to make contact with the body. So in basic terms, the higher the amplitude, the deeper the massage will get into the muscle tissue, and the higher the amplitude, the more powerful the muscle stimulation will be. So the Theragun Relief only provides 10 millimeters of amplitude. For a massage gun that's used for therapeutic purposes, the general guideline is around 12 millimeters. So again, the Theragun Relief is fine if you just need some light relief after a long day of sitting at your desk. But if your muscles tend to be really tight, like if you do a lot of running, especially hill running, so your calves stay angry, or if you've been lifting heavy for several years, so your upper back, your lats, and your shoulders are extremely tight, then you'll probably prefer the higher 12.8 millimeter amplitude from the D5 Pro. Now let's talk price. The Theragun Relief retails for $149. The D5 Pro is technically $169.99 if you get it on Amazon through the link in the description for this video. And there's currently a $30 off promotion coupon on Amazon that you need to make sure you clip. And finally, you need to add promo code BABD5Pro to the promo code section at checkout. And so when I did all of that, it dropped my total cost down to $131.60. But that total might be different for you depending on how much sales tax Amazon adds to your total and whether or not you have Amazon Prime. And as far as a warranty goes, the Theragun Relief offers a 1-year warranty, which isn't bad, but with the D5 Pro, you get the 1-year warranty automatically, and then you can get an additional year warranty tacked on if you register the D5 Pro on the Bob and Brad website. One important note is that both the Theragun Relief and the Bob and Brad D5 Pro are FSA, HSA eligible. So if you have a health savings account they use for medical expenses with pre-tax dollars, you can use those funds to grab one. And if you're not familiar with the HSA or FSA, just ask your tax professional about it, because not only does having one reduce your taxable income, which will help you out at tax time, but if you want to purchase things like a D5 Pro massage gun, you can use those pre-tax dollars to get it. And it's rare that we can use those funds on products that help us stay healthy rather than only on products for after we're already sick and injured. So to wrap it up, while I think that both massagers are great options, if you're looking for something that's going to improve your performance in your sport and give you more productive workouts, I believe that the D5 Pro is what you need, because I believe that it provides you with what I consider to be a more effective massage experience at a comparable price to other brands.